So, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for agreeing to participate in our Hearts of Freedom project. It's very much appreciated, and we will proceed with doing the interview. So, I will start by asking you, please, can you tell me your name?
My name is Thomas Vang.
Thank you. So, I will begin by asking you, can you tell me where you were born in Laos? First of all, I should identify you as a Hmong, who was a refugee, who left your country at one point to come to Canada. So, where were you born in Laos, and where did you live?
I was born in Udomsai, northwest of Laos, but I was growing up in Sayaburi province, close to Thailand.
Okay. And can you tell me about your adolescence? Do you remember what it was like to be an adolescent in Laos? And
I only was a student
okay.
at a private college in Sayaburi province until 1975.
Okay. And you lived with your parents?
Yes,
And did you have brothers and sisters?
yes.
Could you tell me what your father did as an occupation?
Oh, my father and mother were only agricultural people.
Okay. So they were basically farmers?
Farmers, they were farmers only, yes.
Okay. And can you tell me what kind of farming they did? Did they raise animals?
Just raise animal, plant rice and corns. Those only basic food.
Okay. Yes. And how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 3 sisters and 4 brothers, including me.
Okay.
We have it's a large family.
And where are you in the group? Are you the oldest or the?
I'm the number 5th.
You're the 5th child.
I'm the 5th, yeah.
Okay. So you were a student. Did you complete your studies in?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, do you have any other memories of what it was like when you were growing up as a young man in Laos?
I only was a student at CCM College in Sariburi province, and I didn't do any much things. I didn't know much about Laos compared to Canada.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you study, which language did you study in?
We studied the basic one is Laotian language, and the
Okay.
second one is French.
Okay, so you
Yes.
you learned to speak both languages,
Yes,
Laotian and
yes,
French.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so at one point, I'm assuming that the economic system and the political system in Laos is changing. So does that mean that at some point your parents decided that they should leave the country?
Well, the basic reason we left Laos is because several of my uncles and my cousin brothers were soldiers with the late former General Vang, who was directly hired by the CIA. And before the Pathet Lao took over Laos, they already publicly announced that the Hmong who are affiliated with the CIA are going to be singled out to prosecute and persecute.
So there was a risk of prosecution.
Yes, and definitely will be, yes.
Okay. So there was a tendency to associate anyone who was a soldier or involved with the Laotian army to be involved with the CIA.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So for that reason, your uncles.
My I have several uncles who were soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they decided that they should leave the country.
Yes, they should leave.
And your family accompanied them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And when I ask you the family, does that mean everyone, your brothers and sisters and your parents and yourself?
Yes, my whole family.
Okay.
Led with my cousins.
So do you remember that day that you left Laos? Could you tell me?
Well, we start trekking out of Laos May 30, 1975,
Okay.
right after shortly after the Patella took over Laos.
Okay. So, so a decision was made. The whole group
Yes.
was leaving.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how you left?
We were in the province that border Thailand, so we just walked over to Thailand instead of crossing the Mekong. We are already on the other side of the Mekong River, so we just walked to Thailand.
And how long would it have taken to walk?
I think I can't remember, but it's 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. And how would you have looked after yourselves in terms of eating, finding food to eat, and during that period?
We just did as any kind of refugees. We just packed food, whatever we can get, and then just leave everything behind, and then take those food.
Okay.
And once we got into Thailand, we were still at the bush, but we tried to buy. We were able to buy food from the Thai population.
Okay. So the group of you walk from Laos to Thailand. When you arrived in Thailand, what happened to that? Did you meet with with the army officials or with police? Or
Yes. Yes, the Thai army and police officials tried to stop us not to advance to the city or to the urban area, and they tried to push us back to the border, into the bush or in the forest, to stay there until I think the authority make the decision.
Okay. So that's what happened. You ended up having to stay on the border for a period of time.
Yes.
Do you recall how long that was?
I think almost a month.
Oh, almost.
Yes.
So where did you stay at the border? Was there a camp somewhere? Or?
There's no camp. We just set up whatever we can and stay wherever we can.
Okay. And did the authorities keep an eye on you every day to know where you were? Or?
At the beginning, not. They could not until I think over 1 week, until they will be able to mobilize themselves, organize themselves to control us. Okay. We were in a group of over 3,000 people.
Oh, there were 3,000 people?
Over 3,000 people together.
So you were with a large group of about 3,000 individuals at the border waiting to know what was going to happen?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said that the group remained there for approximately a month?
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of the month, can you describe to me what happened then?
We just tried to move to a local town, but the authority blocked us again, and then they pushed back us to back to the bush, not to enter to any Thai town or city.
Okay.
So eventually we set up the camp just there.
Okay. So there was a camp at the border, and so does that mean that you had to remain there for another period of time?
Until the UNHCR and Thailand government, they closed in 1982.
Okay. But what I would like to understand is that you told me that you had to remain at the border, and you were refused entry into Thailand. So does that mean that you remained at the border with all those individuals until 1982?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just to understand.
Yeah, we were inside of Thailand.
Oh, okay.
But still close to the border between Laos and Thailand. They didn't want us to advance into closer to any major town.
Thailand.
Yes.
And in that area, you were in a refugee camp at that time?
That at the time, the beginning, the refugee camp was not set up yet.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So you were just in a temporary camp that had been
Yeah,
set up
but wherever we can stay there
just across the
until
border.
late 1976.
Okay,
Then the camp was officially set up.
okay. So you were there till 1976, and do you recall the experience of leaving that area to go to the refugee camp?
Yes.
Could you describe what that was like?
Oh, the life I stayed there. My family stayed at the refugee camp for almost 4 years.
4 years.
Almost 4 years at the refugee camp. The reason is that I study the Red Cross, International Red Cross, and UNHCR
Yeah.
official. They had a program to recruit young people to be trained as paramedics to help back at the camp.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to help or to be a paramedic, help the foreign medical doctors there, and they asked me to stay longer there to help them. That's
Okay.
why we stayed there long.
Okay. So how long did it take you to complete the
Not
purification?
very long, only 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then after the 6-month period, you remained in the refugee camp for another
And
3.5 years?
Yes.
Okay. And did all of your family, your uncles, everyone stayed for that?
No,
period?
not really. The several of the uncles they already passed the interview to go to France, so they
Oh.
went to France in 1976.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you would have been in that camp until 1982, as you said.
Till 1979.
Oh, 1979.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened in 1979? You left the camp to go where?
Actually, I did try to go to the U.S., Australia. My family did have visas to go to Australia and to the U.S., but the Canadian immigration officials came to approach me, asking me, said Canada is a better place, and then I just switched to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your family come to Canada with you?
Yes.
Okay, so all
Yeah.
your parents,
No.
your brothers and sisters,
Yes.
and you yourself.
Yes.
And you came to Canada in 1979. Is that
We left the camp in December 1979
okay?
and didn't get here until February 1980.
Oh, okay.
The reason delay was because of the sponsorship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the authority here could not find any sponsor to sponsor me
Oh,
or to sponsor my family.
right. So in the period from 1979 until December 1979 until February, where did you stay then?
I stay at the transit center in Bangkok, waiting there to come to Canada.
Okay. So and while you were in the transit camp, were you continually in communication with the Canadian authorities?
Yes, we were already like their people to take to Canada, so they supervise us nicely,
Okay.
yeah, properly there.
They looked after you while you were waiting for it to come
Yes.
to the country.
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember the day that you left Bangkok to come to Canada? Can you talk about that?
I think it's February 6,
Okay.
1980.
1980, yeah. Okay.
And I got, I'm not sure, maybe February 3rd, February 3rd, 1980. And we came to Canada and stayed 1 week in Montreal before leaving there to Burlington.
Okay. So when
Yeah, I think that we arrived in Montreal, it's February 7th.
okay. Can you describe the place where you were when you arrived in Montreal?
It was a temporary shelter for the Indo-Chinese refugees to
Okay.
stay there for document processing and physical exams before going to their final destination.
Okay. So it was like a large camp that was housing you
Yes.
temporarily.
Yes,
Okay. Do you recall how long you stayed there?
just 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And at the end of the week, you went where again?
I went to Burlington.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wellington.
Burlington.
Oh, sorry.
Burlington, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah, near Hampton.
Okay. And what mode of transportation did you use to
We flew from Montreal to Hamilton Airport,
Okay.
and then our sponsor came to pick us
Okay.
up there.
Okay. So you, your brothers and sisters, your parents fly to Burlington, to Hamilton. Your sponsor comes to meet you.
Yes, but my family was split into two families,
Oh.
into I think three families. Just my family, just me, my wife, and a baby.
Okay.
And my brother was separated into another family,
Okay.
but sponsored by the same sponsor.
Okay.
And my mother and two younger brothers and a sister were sponsored by another different sponsor, but same in the same city.
Can I ask you when you met your wife?
I met my wife just before I came to Canada.
Oh. So you met her where in the transit?
At the refugee camp.
Okay. The refugee camp where you had stayed for
Yes.
4 years.
Yes.
Okay. And was your wife also among refugees?
Yes.
Okay. So you met your wife, and then and did you get married officially?
Yes. Yeah. We were married officially, and issue marriage certificate by Thai authority.
Okay. And by the time you left the refugee camp, did you already have a child?
Yes.
Okay. A boy or a girl?
A girl.
A girl. So the three of you, as you say, would have arrived finally in Burlington, and your sponsor would have looked after you.
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe what your experience was like with your sponsor? How did that go?
Very shortly, very briefly. After 30 days, I arrived in Burlington. I started to work immediately, and I paid myself for my rent, food, and then the sponsor still looking after me to make sure I'm fine. And then after 12 months in their supervision, then I just moved to Kitchener,
Okay.
and then until living here until now.
Okay. So let me ask you, when you arrived in Burlington, how comfortable were you in speaking English?
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah. English language, or French language was my problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you offered opportunities to learn English while you were in Burlington?
Yes, my sponsor did help me to register for a night class, ESL, like a second language, English second language.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about all the needs that you would have had, like clothing and food, and at the beginning, I'm assuming your sponsors helped you to get clothing and food and.
Yes, they already provide those basics
Okay.
things already.
And they had also provided you a place to live.
Yes.
As well. Okay.
Yes.
But you said that you quickly found employment.
Yes, after 30 days, after 30 days arrival.
Okay.
Yeah.
And started earning a salary.
Yes, yeah.
And did your spouse work?
Not at that time. She didn't work until 1985, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. After we moved from there to Kitchener.
Okay. So, did your family grow while you were in Burlington? Did you have more children?
Yes, a child was born in Burlington, a boy.
Okay.
And that's the boy that I said he went to Carleton University.
Oh, okay. To complete his studies.
Yes.
Okay. His studies were in
In the industrial design program.
industrial design. Okay. And you had more children?
Yes.
How many more?
Total 4 more.
Okay.
4 more and total of 6 children.
Okay. The other children, I'm assuming, were born in Kitchener.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what made you decide to leave Burlington to come to live in Kitchener?
The reason was that the Hmong community here asked me to help organize the church, a church for the community.
Okay.
And also, I was invited to organize the association, the mutual association, to help our people resettle into this area.
Okay. And how would you have gotten in? How did you get in touch with the Hmong Association and the church in Kitchener?
That time we didn't have the association yet, and
Okay.
also didn't have the church yet.
Okay.
So I was the one who came there. They asked me to come here to organize the church.
Right.
And then also I was part of Peter Vang that you interviewed yesterday to organize the association to help the other fellow refugees.
But what I'm curious to know is how did that happen? How did you get into communication with the Hmong in Kitchener? How did that happen?
It did happen. We communicate back to, I think we send message back to relatives back in at the refugee camp.
Oh.
So they know where that person live. So we get the information from there.
Okay. So yeah, so the Hmong
You-
population in Kitchener would have been aware that there were other Hmong individuals in the outside of Kitchener.
Yes, not many. I think less than 10 families were scattered around Kitchener-Waterloo at that time.
Okay.
But the majority were scattered across the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But as a result of your stay in the refugee camp, somehow there was a communication made where you would have been invited to help out the individuals in Kitchener, the Hmong population in Kitchener.
There were 5 families, I think more than 5 families, about 7 families in Kitchener-Waterloo here. They tried to organize a worship place, and then they asked me to come here to help organize and lead them. And that's why they came to Kitchener-Waterloo.
Okay. So can you describe what that experience was like when you arrived in Kitchener?
Yes.
I'm assuming you would have looked for a place to live.
I did come to Kitchener-Waterloo a few times talking with the group.
I see.
Yeah,
Before moving.
before moving.
Okay.
So my sponsor helped me to move to Kitchener.
Oh, I
yes,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
After 2 months there, of their supervision.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think in February 1981, they helped me move to Kitchener-Waterloo here, and I think they were happy that I lived in.
Okay. So you moved to Kitchener. When you moved to Kitchener, can you describe what happened? I'm assuming.
I start working as I start to have a job here
Okay.
too, and help the community and also work for myself.
Okay. And obviously you found a place to live. You
Yes.
found housing.
I think my sponsor did have friends here in Kitchener-Waterloo, and they asked their friends here to find a place
Oh,
for
okay.
me.
Okay, good. Great. So you're all set. You arrive. You have a place to stay.
Yes.
And you find employment soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And at that time, your spouse was still unemployed. She wasn't
Yes,
working.
she was not working yet.
Right. Well, she had to look after a number of children
Yes.
by that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what your work experience was like when you started working in Kitchener?
I think it was quite difficult for me at the beginning. I was start working as a janitor at the Holiday in Wellington, and then moved here and start to work as a janitor at the McDonald's restaurant too.
I see. Okay. Was there any opportunity for you to pursue your education? Did you decide to go?
When I moved to Kitchener-Waterloo here, and while I was working, I also attend the night class by myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
At a college? Or?
at a college.
Okay. Did you complete a degree?
Only credits. I try to take credits to qualify to go to high school.
I see.
I study nighttime in English, science, and mathematics.
Okay.
And for a couple of years, I think from 1983 until 1985,
Okay.
then I qualified to go to study full-time at the high school.
I see.
So I spent 2 more years to go to study full-time at the local high school here. And then after completing the high school diploma, I decided to register and apply to go to the local university here.
I see. And did you complete a program at the
Yes.
university?
Yes, I completed a history program at the University of Waterloo,
Okay.
and also a business administration diploma program at Wilfrid Laurier University.
Sir Wilfrid Laurier.
Yes.
Okay. Did your spouse have an opportunity to pursue her education?
Not much.
Okay. What about her English language skills? Was she comfortable speaking English when?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, she can speak now.
Okay. Did she have an opportunity to take classes to learn English?
Not very much because of the children.
Okay. Right. And of course your children would have learned English because they would have gone to school.
Yes, yes. The children and I were just students at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So as I understand it, all your children pursued their education beyond their high school.
Yes,
Did they all go to university?
yes.
Okay.
2 went to university and 2 went to college.
Okay. And some of them came to Carleton University in Ottawa?
1,
One.
yes,
He completed his degree.
yes.
And now your children are grown?
They are growing up and move out and have their own families and their own jobs, and that's like any other Canadians.
Right. Did any of your children move away from Kitchener?
Yes, 2.
Okay.
One to, he's working right now in Green Bay, Wisconsin,
Okay.
as an engineering the designer, I'm not sure.
Okay.
There, and another is working as a public health inspector in Los Angeles.
Okay. I'm assuming that they had started to work. Did they start to work in Kitchener first before leaving?
Yes,
Okay. So they got some experience and then moved on.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
And your other children pursued their education and now they are employed as well
yes,
in the Kitchener area.
in the Kitchener-Waterloo area here,
Okay.
yes.
When you reflect on having left the Laos to go through the refugee camp and to arrive in Canada, what do you think about that experience? Do you ever think about what that was like? Do you have any thoughts about it?
Yes, in 1975, when we left Laos to Thailand, we didn't expect that we will be going to the Western countries eventually. We planned to go to Thailand and probably just going back to Laos too. That's what we thought, but eventually it was not the case. We could not go back, and the only one way we have to go abroad or return to the country.
Yeah. So it must have been a stressful experience for you.
Very stressful, and we didn't know what is going to be happen next.
Yeah. Especially during the period when you had to live on the border
Yes.
for a period of time.
Yes.
And it would have been a stressful experience to live in the refugee camp as well, I assume.
Yes, especially that refugee camp was quite remote, and the Thai authorities and the local Thai population, they didn't like the refugees, so they did so many awful things to the refugees.
Oh. So I'm assuming there wasn't very much freedom of movement then. You
No.
literally had to
Yeah,
stay
you have to get permission to get out of
Okay.
the camp.
if you wanted to go to town or anywhere.
Yes.
Would you have practiced as because you became a paramedic?
Yes.
Did you practice working as a paramedic in the refugee camp?
Yes, I was trained by two English medical doctors
Okay,
in Australia.
right.
Yeah,
So
in
you
Australia.
had that experience. Okay. Okay, now let me ask you, now that you've been in Kitchener, Waterloo for a long period of time, you said that you got involved with the Hmong Association
Yes.
and also with the church.
Yes.
Can you describe what that was like to us?
We first we set up the organized the church for the Hmong Christian refugees,
Okay.
and then after some time we also organized the Hmong Association,
Right.
and to help them. The purpose is to help them resettle here, to find jobs, to find houses, to do translation for the immigration officials, and to translate for their family doctor visiting.
Okay. So as the Hmong refugees arrived and settled in Kitchener, your association would help them.
Yeah, we will help them and guide them to find jobs. Especially Peter Vang was the one who was hired by MCC
Right.
to do this job.
Right. And I'm assuming you would have been called upon often to translate because a lot of the Hmong would have had poor language.
Yes, sometimes.
skills.
Yeah, mostly at that time, Peter Vang was the one to do the translation, but I was called to help from time to time too.
Right. So you would have accompanied some of the Hmong, for example, with their doctor's visits or
Yes,
Okay.
yes, to the immigration office, and
right,
to wherever, to the employment center,
right,
to help them fill the application or translation there.
right. Are you still a member of the association today?
Yes.
Okay. And has the experience of being part of the association in 2019, has it changed? Are things different now or?
It has been changed.
Okay.
Yeah, but the association still exists.
Okay.
What changed is that our people is only a small number.
Okay.
So in the first 5 years, then we were quite busy to help them find jobs, find house, to do the translation, to do other things for the families. But as the people have been here long enough, they know the language. They can, and the kids have been growing up and learning language here too,
Yeah.
so they can help themselves. And then we don't have much things to help the people.
Right. Do you know if the association has any preoccupation with maintaining the Hmong culture for the younger generation? Is there a preoccupation with doing that?
We don't have any want to do to run us an occupation to run that one. But the center now is the association now is the main purpose is to keep as a center for to keep the culture exists,
Right.
to run the annual festival, to do other things for the community.
And I'm assuming that you pursue the cultures of the Hmong population, like you would have a New Year's celebration, I'm
Yes.
assuming, and other types of celebrations.
Not much celebration, but only a festival, New Year, and also maybe organize for a summer picnic for the community.
Okay.
Still help as a center for helping people to solve family dispute
Okay.
before going to the law or before going to the public institution.
Right.
Help to run workshop, like a health workshop or other workshops that is important to the community.
Okay. Is there an effort to ask to encourage the young population to maintain the Hmong language?
Yeah, that is one of the important one for the community. We try to run a program that is sponsored by the provincial government since 1983 and was closed last year because not enough the students.
Okay.
We try to encourage people to keep that, but I think it's going to the language or the program is not going to last long, and the children we are not going to speak the language for long.
Okay. For example,
Few people now can speak.
Today, can all your children speak Hmong?
Few.
A few of them.
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting harder for them.
Right. Yeah, there's an assumption that the younger population is integrating into the Canadian society.
Yes, I think the by the third generation,
Yes.
only very few can speak the language.
Okay. At this point, what I would like to ask you is, do you ever have, or have you ever had opportunities, or do you have opportunities to share your experiences of leaving your country and coming to Canada with your children or your friends or members of your family? Do you ever have the opportunity to do that?
Yes.
And what do you usually talk about?
Well, we talk to the children why the reason we left Laos, and we did talk to them about our refugee life in the camp.
Okay.
And it's part of the motivation and encouragement for them to study hard here.
Yes.
I have been telling them that life is hard,
Yeah.
unless they put their time or focus on education first before moving to something else.
Yes. What did your children think about your experience in the refugee camp? Did they tell you what they thought about that?
I think they didn't care much. They didn't care much.
Okay, but at least they learned about it.
Yes, at least they understand it. They knew.
Yes.
Yeah, they knew, and also they understood the difficulties that we had before.
Right. And my last question is, let's say someone from the Kitchener community came to you and said, oh, could you please come to the high school or come to the college or to come to an organization and talk about what your experience was to leave Laos to come to live in Canada. What do you think you would express if you were...
Yes, I'd be willing to talk to them, anything that they are interested to know.
But what would you be interested in talking about, you think?
Well, I educate them about the refugees' life is about.
Right.
They have nothing.
Yes.
A refugee person they have nothing,
Yeah.
and except themselves,
Yeah.
and they have. I just like them to know and to understand a life of the refugee,
Okay. Great.
and how they struggle to survive a new country in a new country like Canada. They have to start to learn a language, to start to learn the culture, try to adapt to the society, and to work from the beginning.
Right.
And it's quite hard.
Yes.
And if we have some people there to help them, will make their life easier.
Yeah.
And especially for the Hmong community, we didn't have any people, community exists here in this country.
Yes.
To help us, and compared to the Vietnamese and the Laotian and the Chinese, we had more difficult to adjust and resettle here.
It is my understanding that you wrote a book about the history of the Hmong. Could you tell me about
Yes, I just tried. This is my hobby. I write it because I spent 3 years studying history at the University of Waterloo. So I just tried to make something out from that study to contribute something to the Hmong community.
Okay. So what does the book describe?
The book describes about the history of the Hmong people, and also about the Laotian conflict. And it's about everything, the refugee life, and also about our new life here in the Western countries.
Okay. So does it give some history of what happened in Laos at the time?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the experience of refugees leaving Laos to come to Canada?
Yes, and also the refugees experience in the Western countries.
Right.
And also about the people who decide not to move to the Western countries, but decide to resist the new government in Laos.
Okay.
So it's almost about everything about the Hmong people.
Right. Okay. Great. Thank you very much.